Hello and welcome to another episode of One Fall WrestleCast. It's been a couple of weeks. I know we promised that we wouldn't have a broken show, but we're having a broken show. There's no Derek. However, Tom and I are here. We've got some things that we would like to discuss. So, what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead. We're going to jump right in to all of that. Just all of it. And we're going to do that right now.
Welcome to the One Fall WrestleCast.
One Fall. What's up, pal?
Oh, I'm going to fight I don't know. What do you fight when you're mad at things?
Babies?
At the whole world. Huh?
Babies?
Nah, I'm going to fight like a goose or something. Something that'll fight back.
A kangaroo.
No, kangaroo will kill me.
Hey, can we just talk about how, deceived we were as children that, kangaroos were, supposed to be these cute and cuddly little creatures, and they are just a fucking menace to society?
Kangaroos could fucking murder you. They're like 300 pounds of muscle and steel. If a kangaroo decided at any point that it just wanted to tear your head off, it could. It has claws. Big sharp claws.
And it's got it literally has a third leg.
Yeah. It could, if it wanted to cave in your chest by kicking you that fast.
Yep.
You'd be dead.
Both feet too, right to the chest.
Right,
You never see it coming because he just posts
rear
up
up
on his tail.
Yeah, rear up on that tail, blam, and fuck you. You're dead. Your lungs would come out of your mouth.
Yeah.
It's exactly
For
what
For sure. Your
Yeah.
sternum would just fucking shatter.
Yeah. Well, when we were kids, nobody fucking cared. We were, they talk about how Gen X, they left them to die, which they certainly did. That's why there's not that many of them. But luckily we watched the old kids die or something. We were smarter. We stayed the fuck out of maybe we shouldn't go in the street. Remember that kid that was older, his head came off? That was crazy. We were just smarter, but they were like, go ahead in there, pet the sheep and that fucking kangaroo. It can only kick your head clean off. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here,
give the kangaroos some dried corn. It really likes the dried corn.
Yeah. Maybe if you give him the corn, he won't kick your head off.
I got bit by a goat in a petting zoo when I was a baby. Right in the butt. Just
my sister had a ponytail and a goat ate like up to her skull, was my dad was just like boink. We got out of there. I was like, good, because another couple chomps and that would have got some flesh.
Chomp, chomp, chomp,
Chomp, chomp, chomp, chomp. Yeah, just goats, man. Goats can not really, but if you put, what is it? What was I reading the other day? If you put you cover somebody in salt, goats will just lick them and lick the flesh clean. It'll lick them clean of flesh. It's horrific. It's a horrific torture method.
What the fuck are you reading, bro?
I don't know, man. Just
goodness gracious.
It's been a fucking day. It really has been. It's been a day of a week. We're on day 3 of it's been a fucking day.
I mean, I've had a fucking month. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I would say it's been a decent month up till this week came hard because on Monday I told him I was going to be out a couple days next week because I'm going to hang out with Adam on Tuesday and then I'm gonna go. We're going to a concert on Wednesday, and then Thursday. Fuck am I doing on Thursday? Oh, Kennywood on Thursday.
Oh, nice.
So I took 3 days. Plus
speaking of fucking kangaroos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a great segue. So, in the So I told them at work, right, that I was going to be out of town for a couple days,
And they were like, "Oh yeah, motherfucker!
like,
Oh yeah,
hold
yeah."
on, I got this spiky dildo. Give me your ass before you go. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, and that's what's happened. That's what's been happening to me every day. So yeah, apparently before I leave, they got to make sure everybody's got to make sure they get their licks in, which is a segue back to that goat torture. So should we tell the people why Derek's not here?
So I guess what had happened was we were all like gung-ho to be here because, you know, obviously we wanted to talk about Fight for Forever, but I think that it might actually release tomorrow, right?
Allegedly. Derek can't play it yet, even though he set his clock on New Zealand time. Or maybe that's why he's not here. Maybe he lied to us, but let's tell.
That's a possibility too. He may have lied to us.
I mean, Derek in wrestling games.
You know, I mean,
how many AEW games are going to come out ever?
Just this one.
It might just be this one. I mean, it might just be one. So, you know, to be fair, this could be his one and only shot of.
I think it might just be this one.
It might just be this one.
Well, we'll see. Because, like I said a couple weeks ago when we were talking about it, man, like if folks can just realize that this is just a quirky little wrestling game to play with your buddies, I think it might do well. I guess they've got to.
I hope it sells at least 1 million copies. They put it. They put it on everything.
Mm-hmm. And it's got the party mode, I guess, where it's like you can have a battle royale.
Yeah.
If you will.
Ye old battle royale. And I think you could play up to, was it 6 or 8 players online? So, you know, it can't be 30 men, but it can be like 8. And you can roll, which will be fun.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, which I think I'm excited to play it. I have not pre-purchased it or anything. I'm still in the midst of Final Fantasy
because
16.
You're intelligible, and you know that by next week it'll probably be $12.
Oh yeah,
at Walmart.
Sure.
And
like I'm totally like I'm not gonna pay $60 for it. I'll pay maybe 30, maybe 40. We'll see if it goes on sale real fast. Like if it's $40 next month, I'll buy it next month.
I mean, there's a good chance it might be, but
there's a pretty good shot. Yeah, actually, there's for sure a good chance. We'll see. Depends on how many it sells. If it sells decently, they probably won't cut the price too fast. But if it doesn't sell 1 million copies in like the next couple weeks, in a month, it's going to be $40. Like there's going to be like a flash sale for it real fast. Because they're gonna want to get players on there because it's also got in-game microtransactions. So even if they can only sell you the game for $40, they're gonna still want to try to sell you Kenny Omega's thong or something. I don't know, for some DLC. So
no, that's fair.
They're definitely gonna want to sell us FTR.
I mean, maybe they're gonna try and sell us Cody Rhodes. His little doggy dog. Now that he's been on WWE television,
right? Yeah. What's the dog's name? I just saw it. It's something like, it's like Justice or something. It's not that, but it's like
it's not that.
It's something like that.
Hey, so I have a very, very important question for you.
We didn't talk about. Hold on. We didn't tell him where Derek is. So Derek's wife got stuck in Wheeling. I don't know if anybody's been to Wheeling since the pandemic ended, but I don't know what happened. Anybody that was competent at anything in Wheeling they must have died during the pandemic, and probably not due to COVID, like Walt said earlier. They died. They drank the water. They just did something stupid or whatever. But apparently his wife was in Wheeling. Their car, not her car, but whatever car they were in, broke down. And I guess they sent a guy on a bicycle. Ching, 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 to look at it. Yep, the alternator's broken, and that guy had to get back on his bicycle, ching, ching, and ride back to the shop to get the tow truck from 1958. Shocker, he probably had to like replace some tires or the alternator in that before he drove that out there. Last we heard from Derek, his wife was still in Wheeling, and he said, quote, "I don't think she's ever coming home, or I don't think she's ever coming back," which could be possible because I'm not certain that anybody in Wheeling knows how to operate a tow truck, let alone get
Repair
the car
an alternator.
Yeah, repair the alternator to let them drive out of Wheeling. Wheeling is some sort of like black hole of West Virginia now. And I'll tell you why I know this, because for the longest time it was like the midway point, and I mean, I guess technically it still is, but the midway point for between my house and my in-laws. So we would meet them there periodically to have dinner, so that nobody had to drive all the way to somebody's house, and I didn't have to drive all the way to Ohio, particularly. That being said, post-pandemic, trying to meet in Wheeling to eat food. Now, everywhere else, restaurants came back, service was fine, everything was back to normal, right? Like,
Right.
people still knew how to serve food. Not in Wheeling. Oh my God. Like, I'm sure you've been places where you've had bad service, and
Yeah.
it's not all of West Virginia, because I've eaten at plenty of places in West Virginia. My parents live in Weirton. I've eaten places there. I've been to Morgantown. I went to Kegler's. The service there was fine. But you know where the service was not fine. Like every time I ate there post pandemic, which was a handful of times, Wheeling, West Virginia. I don't know what happened, but it's just not anything up on that little Cabela's Mesa up there is just staffed with. I don't know if they don't care. I don't know if they're stupid. I don't know if it's both. It's like
Tom, you
the
can't
food
call
comes
people
out.
stupid.
Huh?
You can't call people stupid.
I just did.
That's not very nice.
I mean, what do you want me to call them? Cajun?
Well, no, they're not that either. They're.
Ugh, yuck. Are they fucking goofy?
Jesus Christ.
Ugh, yuck.
Listen, I have a very important question for you.
All right, go ahead.
I would like to know where you were at this time, 8:50, we'll call it, on June 28th, 1998.
1998.
Because I know exactly where I was.
June 28th. What the fuck was June 28th?
I was sitting in section 218 at the Civic Arena.
Was that Hell in a Cell?
In row double T, seat 4.
I think I know where you're going with this. I was at home.
I got to watch The Undertaker hurl Mick Foley off the top of Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, I was at home. I was I'll tell you exactly where I was. Is I was in my parents' living room at their house in Weirton, West Virginia, sitting on the green carpet. They still have green carpet. It's different green carpet, but it's still green carpet. In the living room, probably sitting crisscross applesauce in front of the television, probably about this far from the television, an arm's length or so, my arm's length or so, watching the same thing. And hear, "Good God Almighty, God is my witness, he's broken in half." That's one of the there's not a whole lot of childhood moments that stick in my head. I think we've talked about this before, in a way that we're like, oh yeah, I remember exactly what was going on when that happened. I feel like my jaw hit the ground, and like I was genuinely concerned. I would have been more concerned if it was like post. Wait, when did Owen Hart passed in '99? Right, that happened in '99, Vengeance Day. Am I misremembering that? So anyway, but yeah, to watch a man who I actually liked. I was a big fan of Mick Foley. I was a fan of Mankind at the time, because I thought he was so deranged and like crazy, and I liked that. Weird, I know, but man, so many few things can I remember. And I just remember sitting there watching The Undertaker. Remember when the cell? You were there. Remember when the cell started going back up, and The Undertaker's still on top of it? I was like, oh God, he's really gonna die, because the cell went up.
So hey, did you even know that I disappeared?
I noticed that you disappeared. That's why I just started talking.
Or did you just no sell it?
I no sold it.
Yeah, my computer just shut straight the fuck off.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, you got back real fast.
Well, because it started right back up. I don't know.
That'll help.
Anyways, yes, I do remember whenever the Undertaker was still on it, and it started to raise back up. And
oh fuck. That to me was almost as scary as like, and then when Mick Foley got up and started going back to the ring, like doing that mankind walk.
The buzz in the arena was fucking something special, right? So like we were what, sophomores in high school? No, we were eighth grade. We were in eighth grade.
Yeah, 98. We were in eighth grade.
Yeah, so
we were going in. We weren't there yet because it was June, so we were going into eighth grade.
Yeah. So, I went up with my wrestling buddies, right? Like that was kind of our thing. And one of the parents loaded us in the minivan and took us up there. And but the buzz in the arena was really, really strange, right? It's like, hey, what's going on over there? You think he's okay? What's going on? And then they stretcher him out, right? And it's like, oh, that's not good. Mick Foley didn't go on a stretcher. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then he fucking fights himself off of it, and then he comes fucking stumbling back down the fucking ramp.
Terry Funk was there. Terry Funk came out.
Yep. Terry Funk trying to keep him from going back, and then he fucking starts climbing a fucking cage again, bro. Like, what? What's this fucking idiot doing?
What's this guy doing?
Boom!
Through the
cage. Oh my God.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
No,
we didn't know that at the time because it was perfect. Although that chair comes down and smacks him in the face, knocks his teeth out. He's spitting chiclets out.
So listen, we all know the story, right? About 1998, Mick Foley, Undertaker, Hell in a Cell. But do you remember what else happened on that show?
No, I don't remember at all.
Kane won the world championship from Stone Cold Steve Austin in a first blood match.
Oh, and Kane was actually the one that bled first.
No.
Yeah, because his arm was cut. I remember this actually very well because I bitched about it. As a whatever, we were 12. Yeah. I bitched about it. I was like, hey, Kane's arm's bleeding. But no, he had Stone Cold busted open. Yeah. They no-sold Kane had a little cut on his arm.
Well, they even said something at the beginning, right? And it was like, oh, Earl Hebner said backstage, back in the locker room, he's not going to just do for a little nosebleed. Yeah. And we're going to have some significant blood loss.
Yeah, that is what JR said. He explained it. And as 12-year-olds, we went, oh, okay.
And then King goes, puppies!
That was during the puppies era, huh?
Yeah. Yeah,
see, during that part of, I know once we got to the main event, I refocused, but during particularly the beginning, mid of those shows, I was like, are we going to get to see some boobies? Because that's what I want to see, because we were 12. And
we were 12.
If you're 12, when you're 12, it doesn't matter how hot Stone Cold is, as far as being a white hot baby face. What's hot to you is puppies.
Oh, shit.
And truthfully, I don't remember if we got puppies on that show.
I don't believe that we did.
I don't think we did either. I think we maybe did on Raw. I feel like they saved all that for USA. It was all on Raw. Most of that wasn't on pay-per-views.
Yeah. Yeah.
The evening gown matches and stuff. Most of that was just on Raw.
That's ratings, bro.
Yeah, that was absolutely right. You already bought the fucking pay-per-view. They weren't you were gonna switch the channel if you knew boobies were coming up. Fuck.
Puppies.
Fuck this Nitro show. There's gonna be kids on.
You're right. Who booked this shit?
Tried to bring out Major Guns, and it was you couldn't get away.
Who wrote this fucking show?
What, us?
No, fucking Nitro. Who fucking wrote this shit?
Who wrote Nitro?
Yeah.
At that time?
No boobies.
98?
Do you think AI wrote Nitro in 98?
Oh, is this where we're going? No, I think it was Eric Bischoff, but that's
probably why it was good. I didn't appreciate it back then like I do now. I go back, I watch Nitro now, and I'm like, Man, this was a really good fucking show.
If you compare it to like what AEW is, it was
Well, it's because TK's fucking punching things into fucking an AI generator, and he's like, "All right, pal,
he's trying to get AI to
give
book
me
Kenny
some
Omega.
good shit."
He's trying to get AI to book Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay.
Oh, what a great match that was!
You're gonna fanboy over that too? All right.
Bro, it was really
okay. Look,
good.
man, they can just throw knees at each other all day. That's great.
It was really fucking good, man. I'm sorry.
They threw fucking knees really hard on each other.
I'm sorry, it was really good, especially the one wing. Listen, the one winged angel spot at the end, fucking when Ospreay had him up, and then fucking he kicked out at one because nobody does the one winged angel like Kenny fucking Omega.
Yeah, I get it.
A really good fucking match, bro. Don't be a hater because you know it was a good match.
Fantastic. Such a great match. It was every bit of Cirque du Soleil wrestling I expected.
Oh my god. Why are you the way that you are?
Told you I'm a salty bitch today.
But like, listen, Forbidden Door was actually a really good fucking show, bro.
Except Adam Cole wasn't on it, baby.
Well, it's because he had an undisclosed illness, and I think it's really strange that tonight Britt Baker has an undisclosed illness and is unable to compete. Sounds like they were playing some tonsil hockey or backstage a little bit right there.
They threw up into each other's mouths or something. You think they poop back and forth?
Listen, do you think that's why Dynamite's been so bad for the last years? Because Tony's been trying to let AI do it?
I mean,
instead of fucking like wrestling people that he finally hired that apparently know how to book a Saturday show?
I mean, that's truthfully, yeah. They did know how to book a Saturday twice. In fact, there were two Saturday shows that were booked non-stupid. I was stunned.
You weren't the only one, pal. I tell you what, a lot of like the internet haters.
What the fuck show? What the fuck company is this?
The AEW internet haters are like, excuse me, what the fuck is going on my TV? Are you watching this? Eric Bischoff's like been a very, very critical of the AEW product.
We've not seen Samoa Joe really in months. Yeah. Like since he and Wardlow feud kind of fizzled out. We've not really seen Samoa Joe since then. Samoa Joe was in major segments in the main event 2 weeks in a row, and
he got a new belt.
Huh?
He got a new belt.
He did get a new belt. But I'm just saying, Samoa Joe was in major segments and a major player on a show, and it was a great show, and they were great segments 2 weeks in a row. Like, what the fuck took him so long? What took Tony so long to be like, hey, this Samoa Joe guy is really fucking good. Maybe I should just put him on goddamn television. What fucking took him so long? Clearly, like, he put him on television and was like, oh shit, people watched.
Yeah, but wasn't
he doing the ratings breakdown? It actually went up for the Samoa Joe segments, and because I guess CM Punk was in it too, but still. What the fuck? What took him so? Why? Why do we get so much of this like dick sword fighting? Why are the best friends? Why do the best friends get to have a 20-minute match every week? Everybody shuts the goddamn TV off.
Do you know why? Do you know why?
Taylor looks worse than he's ever looked before.
Do you know why the best friends get 20 minutes every single week?
I don't. But please elaborate.
Because you got to give the people what they want, Tom.
What? People don't want it. They shut the TV off when they come on. What, the hugging? People want the hugging?
Yeah.
Good God. Chuck Taylor. I don't know how Chuck Taylor's in such bad shape. Chuck Taylor's in the worst shape. Chuck Taylor's in worse shape than I was ever in the worst shape I've ever been in.
Are you body shaming Chuck Taylor?
I am body shaming. Chuck Taylor, look, if you are in better shape. You look.
Are you body shaming Chuck Taylor right now?
No.
You should be goddamn ashamed of yourself. What is the matter with you today? Do you need a hug?
No, don't fucking touch me. I don't want anybody fucking touch me.
Like,
I'm salty and I just need to be a bitch and I need to bitch about stuff. But Chuck Taylor gets 20 goddamn minutes every fucking week. And he comes out there to be all, they hug. Fucking sometimes Danhausen's there, and that's better than when he's not there. But Orange Cassidy comes out. Yeah, I prefer Danhausen. Can we get Danhausen? Let's fire Chuck Taylor, put Danhausen in his place. Immediately, the segment's better. I'm pretty sure this TNT app just doesn't work anymore. Anyway, I think I broke it, but that's neither here nor there. What else was I? We had a whole list of shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm just.
I mean,
being
you're
a
good.
bitch
I just
everybody.
I've been trying to help you out. You know,
I know
what I'm
you're doing a good job. I'm doing a terrible job.
And like, I mean, we were trying to talk about, you know, Tony Khan playing around with AI.
Yeah, let's talk about that. You go ahead. Do your spiel. What do you think about Tony Khan and his AI and his inability to write fucking wrestling television?
I mean, I don't understand like why this is a thing anyways, right? Like AI is kind of creepy. The whole interwebs AI thing is kind of creepy.
And it's not good either, right? Like let's be fair. Like when they're like, "Oh, I had AI write a commercial." It's kind of like an alien robot wrote a commercial. It's not like a good commercial. So why would you look at that and be like, "Oh, you know what this could write? This could book a wrestling show." Something that is notoriously difficult to do. There's maybe been a dozen people ever who have been good at it.
But you know why he probably thought it was a good idea?
Because he's not good at it himself? Oh, right, that. Good idea. It's the best show on television.
We gotta watch Rampage. Listen, I don't have the energy to do it. I don't.
Does anybody watch Rampage anymore? What was the?
I don't have.
Now that there's a Saturday show,
I feel like every time he's on Busted Open Radio, he just plugs the fuck out of Rampage, like. And he's on there. He's on there once a week. He does either Fridays or Wednesdays, and like even
that's
on when
Bully Ray's so nice about AEW.
Even when he does a Wednesday show, bro, he just plugs the fuck out of Rampage. Like, I just don't. I don't know what it is.
It's because it's because it's got like 300 to 400. It does about as many views as that weird Stone Cold show does on A&E. On A&E. It does
Stone Cold Stuns the World or whatever.
Yeah, whatever that is. That show does about 350,000 people, and so does Rampage.
It's like that Joe Rogan show. Remember when Joe Rogan questions everything? You remember that show that was on TV for a little while? It's exactly what it is, except it's Stone Cold going and doing Coyote Ugly on top of a bar somewhere.
Yeah, that's exactly. I watched it. I mean, it's not a great show. I don't know that it's better than Rampage. It's about the same, I guess. It gets about the same amount of viewers, so maybe that's the.
But I mean, why go through all this trouble to like put into AI? Hey, this is what we're gonna do, you know, blah 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 blah, right? And then,
I mean, I don't really have a good.
You know that motherfucker put that shit on TV.
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely, he definitely tried.
Like, there's no way that you don't go through all that trouble and then not put it on fucking TV.
No, he definitely tried. I mean, there was something booked by AI. I don't know what show didn't make any sense.
A lot of them.
Maybe all of them.
A lot of them.
That doesn't really narrow it down, does it?
A lot of them. You lost me when Kenny Omega lost to Christian, lost the Impact World Championship to Christian. It was really all downhill after that.
That was a long time. That was 8 months ago or so.
But that was like really, it was over a year ago for sure.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
We're 4 years into AEW now. Like, we're into.
I love my tag, by the way. Hater of all things fun.
Yeah, like you're an AEW hater.
That's. I mean, I'm not a hater of all things fun. Just anything fun in AEW, I'm a hater.
Yeah,
of. I wish there were good things in AEW. There was at one point. I praised AEW. I'm like, thank God they fired all the people I didn't like because they got rid of Joey Janela, but they brought in Samoa Joe. I was like, fuck, what an upgrade! That happened at the same time.
Poor Joey Janela. You know, he's just trying to bag somebody's groceries somewhere.
That's really all he's trying to do. He's trying to bag somebody's groceries.
He's probably trying to bag the Undertaker's groceries because the Undertaker continues to just talk shit about today's generation of wrestlers. Or was that Bret Hart that said that? Bret Hart said that.
I mean, they were
bitter. Bret said that.
They've really both said that, but Bret's like, this generation of wrestlers sucks. Also, fuck Bill Goldberg. That's literally every interview that Bret Hart has done in the last 5 years.
Hey, how about Ryback has a stalker? Ryback like refuses to leave his house until this guy's arrested.
Man. I mean, Ryback's a weird dude. He needs some help. Like, I'm not trying to be.
What if it's a work?
But what if nobody cares? Like, what if nobody cares? If it's a work or if it's a shoot, right? Like, what if he has a stalker, but it doesn't fucking matter? Is his stalker? Is it like another big strong guy?
I don't know. I've not really followed it that closely, to be honest with you.
Because you don't care either. Do you see?
That's
Do you
fair.
see?
I mean, Ryback is a very large human being.
He's a huge motherfucker.
Like,
why would you stalk him? Like, what would happen?
But what if it's some hot chick and he just doesn't know it?
Is it though? Is it anybody? Does he just think there's a stalker?
No, I guess that he's had an altercation with this stalker on his live stream the last couple of days.
Like,
which is what makes me
inside or outside. Like, was he sitting at his computer and like
he was sitting at his computer and the stalker had called in, or I don't. But the fact that it's happened a couple of days in a row is what makes me feel like it's a work. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that would make sense. He's not above that. Now, could it be that his stalker, I forgot where I was going with this. I don't know.
Isn't that the worst? That's the worst.
It is. I was thinking, like, is his stalker? Okay, now I know where I'm going with this. Okay, could it be that his stalker feels like they were catfished by Ryback and like a fake account was like, "Hey, it's me, Ryback. I need you to send me like $300."
Oh, kind of like when Seth Rollins got beat up in New York.
Exactly. Is it like that? Maybe.
Could be.
I mean, I feel like that could be what it is, because that's a thing that seems to happen a lot to wrestling fans. I don't understand why.
Yeah, right.
At no point, and literally every wrestler has said this, at no point will I reach out to a random fan for money. That's just not going to be a thing. It's not going to happen. Stop it.
Like I had a friend of mine on Facebook that reached out to me randomly for money like 3 weeks ago, and I was just like, yeah, no, because clearly you've been hacked. Yeah, no. Just no. And then a couple days later, I got a message from said person that was like, "Are you gonna send me that money?" And I'm like, "No."
Were they hacked?
No.
Or were they just being?
I'm assuming that they were hacked. It's like, how's your mama and them? You know? Fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly. Like, no. Bro, if I could just get $500, I'd be back on my feet. Like, no, you wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't. That's not even a grocery bill these days.
Yeah, no, it's not.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like that's not how that works.
Sad world. But anywho, I mean, you got to feel good about what AEW is trying to accomplish on Saturday, though, right? Like,
yeah. Somebody's writing it that's not Tony's AI or Tony or.
Well, I mean, it's been reported that Chris Hero has been backstage quite a bit. I
mean, he's better at wrestling than Tony Khan, so that makes sense.
Yeah, and then there's some other, big names that everybody was really excited about that I didn't really know who the fuck they were. But that's neither here nor there, right? But whatever they're doing on Saturday seems to be working. Now I'll be interested. Well, not just that, but like the format of the show and like the pacing of everything.
Oh, and the commentary on Saturday, infinitely better. It's
because there's no
Nigel and Kevin Kelly.
Yeah, and Jim Ross is supposed to be in that group, but he just like fell down his steps and fucked himself up. And
yeah, he's not feeling so hot. But Nigel McGuinness is great. I was always a big fan of him.
That was a big get. That was a big get for AEW.
Absolutely.
Kevin Kelly's a big get too.
Kevin Kelly's a huge get. Like he's fantastic. He's really good. He's still really good. Like he was really good back in the day when The Rock was calling him a hermaphrodite. Like that was like he was great then. Like he just took it. He took the punches and kept rolling.
Yep.
He's even better now. And you know who they don't have out there is Excalibur,
right?
Who has been consistently terrible, actually, pretty much since Malachi Black showed up. Excalibur has decided
always go back to this.
He was going to be the worst fucking commentator in the history of wrestling. In fact, here's how bad Excalibur is. Let me just put it into perspective.
Leave that poor man alone.
No, fuck him. When MJF and Adam Cole had their match,
baby,
Excalibur shut up for most of it because they were doing basic wrestling for the most part, like traditional, like good wrestling, and he didn't have Japanese moves to call, so he just shut up. He let Taz and Tony call the whole match for the most part. If you go back and watch it, I watched that match twice. It was great. It was the only thing I watched on that show. And Excalibur shuts up for most of it, which usually Excalibur and shut up are not things that happen. But fucking he shut up. So anyway, but no, Kevin Kelly and Nigel McGuinness are tremendous.
And listen, they're only going to get better, right? Because that's that chemistry is going to continue to show and continue to become the forefront of their relationship, and like they're gonna get better than they already are together.
Yeah, they're like that's as good of a wrestling duo right now as is on television or as has been probably since, and not they're not to this level, but since like Michael Cole and Pat McAfee were together. That's they're not that level of like chemistry and camaraderie, obviously, but
that's because of cringy Cole. He's like a little fanboy, and
see, that's how I feel about Excalibur.
Pat can do no wrong.
I mean, I do love Pat.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sitting here trying to drag the good goddamn name of Patrick McAfee. I'm just saying Cole's a little fucking over the top. It's like he's got a little obsession with Pat,
He does. You're right. I don't know. It's but no, they're great. It's their commentary. You can tell that the commentary really makes the show better. And I think that's maybe to me why the AEW live shows were better, because I couldn't hear commentary.
Oh my God, you are such a hater.
I am. Hater of all things fun. It says so right there.
I just don't what is your deal?
I told you I gave you the whole story before we got on here. Salty bitch me today. I've had 1.5 beers. It hasn't washed the salt away yet.
So you're gonna sit here and tell me you didn't enjoy Forbidden Door?
I enjoyed parts of Forbidden Door.
That's fair. I'm intrigued. Please elaborate.
What didn't I like? I didn't like the 6-man tag.
No, I mean,
I thought that was abysmal. Ospreay and Omega was fine. It was what I thought it was going to be. Like, I kind of
fine. That's going to get 9 stars in the fucking Wrestling Observer newsletter.
I don't care what. I'm sure. Look,
it might even get 11.
Look, I'm sure he came in his pants 4 times during that show, during that match. That's great. Good for that. Good for him. I'm glad somehow old Uncle Dave can still get his jollies off to wrestling. But man, it was Cirque du Soleil. It really was.
Oh, this guy.
I'm not saying that like Cirque du Soleil is a good show too, but it didn't look like a fight to me. I don't know. The rest of it I thought was good. I was disappointed that Adam Cole was sick and couldn't wrestle on it, but I understand. Shit happens. No, I mean, otherwise it was good. I mean, the wrestling was all good. The thing I don't like about Forbidden Door particularly is it's just this one-off. It's like a house show, right? Like it's meaningless. It means nothing.
But I mean, MJF defended the title,
and he won, and that was great. Actually, that was a high point.
I read something about MJF the other day, and I really want to get your opinion on this. That said, he needs to lose the championship sooner rather than later. The next 3 months, as a matter of fact.
Who fucking said that?
And that if
who are you going to put it on? Unless they're going to put it on Adam Cole, no.
Well, let me finish. They said, while I don't really care for Adam Cole to be the world champion, MJF has shown that he is not as good on the microphone as we originally thought that he was, because his in-ring game has gotten so much better and his mic skills have stayed the same.
Who said this?
It was on, it was on the thing, on the web, on the thing.
What chooch said this? This was just some neckbeard wrestling chooch? Was it Derek? Did Derek say this? This sounds like something Derek would say.
No, it wasn't Derek.
Are we sure?
I'm positive.
Okay, so it was somebody below Derek.
I mean, it doesn't matter who said it. I just want your opinion on the take.
If they want to put it on Adam Cole, I think that would be shocking, and that would be one of those things where it was like, holy shit, I didn't expect that, because like I feel like at this point AEW has become a little bit stale with how long the title reigns end up being, where it's just like, oh well,
not the TNT title. I mean,
not the TNT title. No.
Potato.
But the AEW title, particularly, once somebody gets it, they're holding on to that shit for 6+ months, right? Yeah. So, how long has MJF been the champ at this point?
4 months,
something like that. So I mean, if it comes off him in the next 3 months, I guess that makes sense. He would have had it for at least 6 months, which is more or less the how long people hold that title.
Not CM Punk. He's still the champion, bub.
Oh right, I forgot about that. Yes, he is.
What's in the bag, Max?
What's in the bag, Max?
Well, you think he took that from me? Huh? You think CM Punk out here stealing my tagline? What's in the bag, Mickey?
He watches every one of our shows. He doesn't just listen; he watches live.
April, what did that fat boy say about Mickey James's bag?
Okay. But as far as MJF dropping the title, I mean, from my perspective, there's only a couple people I could see him dropping it to who would carry it in the way that they need somebody to carry the title. Has MJF's title reign been good? He doesn't really have opponents, which is kind of the problem, is that like they have no decent baby faces. And anybody that they had who was a kind of decent babyface is not anymore. Like it would have been great to see, like we've already seen MJF versus Jericho. We watched that happen, and that was actually a good program. But
yeah, I mean, minus the Broadway musical that they did.
Yeah, minus that. We'll sweep that under the rug.
They won they won a Tony for that.
Sure did, Tony Khan.
Whatever the fuck it was.
No, it's a Tony. You were right. It was a good joke. But I mean, otherwise, like everybody who like, what are they gonna have MJF beat like fucking Darby Allin again? It's just
no, because Darby's gonna be dead on the side of Mount Everest in like 6 months.
Absolutely gonna be dead on the side of Mount Everest. We want to shift to that because
hey, bud, it's too cold up there for your tiny little ass.
Well, not only that, like there are lots of seasoned climbers whose corpses reside on that mountain. I don't know that Darby's a seasoned. I don't know that he's climbed anything, let alone Mount Everest. Like plenty of dead people up there. There are corpses with names like Yellow Shoe Guy.
Did you see the monk that like loaded the dude up in the nappy sacky backy packy and carried him all the way down the side of Everest because he was hurt?
Yeah,
That's pretty dope.
That is pretty dope. Monks are fucking nuts, man. I don't know. They like
in his fucking sandals and his shawl.
Yeah, I don't believe in like magic and shit, but like if anybody was gonna convince me of that, it's monks because
he looked like the last fucking airbender.
Yeah, literally everything that happens in like anime and comics or like just like Mortal Kombat about monks and things like that, all that shit's real. All that shit happens. Like those guys do that. Like a monk lit himself on fire and just like burned to death like this, and it's on the cover of a Rage Against the Machine album. Like that's real. Like all that's real. Like that the monk shit is the only thing that's like supernatural and superhero and real. Everything else, like Ghost Adventures and all that stuff, that's not real. But monks, that shit's real. So whatever that is, that's the real thing.
So you're gonna say that you don't think that MJF has any more opponents left?
Not once he's done with Adam Cole.
Well, I mean, whose fault is that?
That's Tony Khan's fault because everybody's a heel.
Okay, just making sure that
it's not MJF's fault. Like, what's he going to manufacture his own opponents? Like, I don't
mean, he's the one carrying the belt. He's supposed to be.
You manufacture your own opponents.
I mean, he's supposed to be elevating motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And like, I just don't.
Nobody was elevated though before he had the title. Like, there was like, is he going to elevate people to his like? He's going to have to like. Was he going to elevate Chuck Taylor?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's see that. That would be a fucking miracle. Let's go with that. Honestly, there was a point in time where he could have elevated Trent. Like Trent would have been a good like world title competitor. Same with like Wardlow. But when we could talk about Wardlow next. But like,
yeah, we can talk about Wardlow right now. I mean,
I feel like all AEW's done is like bury their baby. Like all anybody does in AEW is get under now. Nobody gets over; they get under. Who said that? Jim Cornette? Nobody gets over, they get under?
Probably. That's, I mean, you're into that guy.
I love Corny. I think he's hilarious.
A little sex fiend that he is.
Sex fiend Jim Cornette. Could that be an action figure? Sex fiend Jim Cornette. He can have the tennis racket with the frilly pink shit on.
Yeah. Hey man, it is what it is. But you're right though. I mean, they've definitely put Wardlow in a position where they did everything right to build him up.
And then they gave him the TNT title and they ripped it off him like it feels like seconds after they put it on him. Like he'd get like one title defense in and then he'd lose it again and then he'd lose it to somebody else. And then he'd win it back. And then he lose it. He fucking lost it the other day. He lost it on the first episode of what's it called? Collision. Immediately. Clean. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing with Wardlow. Like,
neither. I mean, they had a bona fide fucking star.
Yeah, he was over as shit. And they keep beating him. I don't understand why. And then they put him with Arn Anderson. Like, oh well, he can't talk. Here, Arn, you fucking talk for him. And they beat him anyway. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Maybe that's why, because he can't talk. You know what I'm saying? Like,
nobody can fucking talk in AEW. So just nobody can be like, but MJF can be the star and Jericho, and that's it because they're the only.
Hey, all I know is Christian's the most over TNT champion ever, and he's not even the champion.
No, he's not. He's champion to a dinosaur who also can't talk. He's the manager of the dinosaur that also can't talk.
But I am digging that Christian Luchasaurus TNT title reign, though.
I like that they put Luchasaurus in black and red.
Yeah.
I think he looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, it looks dope.
I think he looks fucking cool as shit. I mean, he still can't really wrestle, but he looks fucking cool.
He doesn't have to. He just needs to fuck people up and call it a day, bub. You know what I'm saying?
That spinning back kick looks good. The tail whip, they call it. But it's that spinning back kick looks good. His choke
What,
slam.
what
looks
do
like
you mean
shit.
tail whip? Like that's what it's called.
It's a spinning back kick. It's his fucking leg, bro. It's not a tail. It's his fucking leg.
Yeah, but he's a dinosaur.
He's not a fucking dinosaur.
Don't tell him that.
I'll tell him to his face. What's he gonna do?
You won't. You
give
just
me that
won't.
shitty choke slam.
You just won't. He'll eat you.
No, he fucking won't.
He's a
Like, bring him to
fucking
me.
dinosaur,
Put him right here.
Tom.
I'm gonna be like, so you're not a dinosaur?
He's a dinosaur.
Okay. I mean, he can't say anything to me because he's a dinosaur. Obviously, he's not gonna respond. Well, yeah, dinosaurs don't respond. I'm glad he still passes his tongue, though. That's good. That's important.
He's a dinosaur, bro.
Yeah. What? Right. Yeah, I know. Or maybe he just eats a pop. Eats like
He
a
doesn't
grape
pain
popsicle.
his. He doesn't. No, he's a
No?
dinosaur.
You sure he doesn't like eat a popsicle?
He's a dinosaur.
Do dinosaurs eat popsicles?
No.
Are we
Dinosaurs eat fucking ungrateful hater of things fun. Okay? That's what dinosaurs eat.
sure? Well, then he must be eating good because there's a lot of those.
And you're on the fucking menu, pal. You know what I mean?
Well, that's good because I've been working out and I've been eating clean, so I must be fucking delicious.
Eating your vitamins and saying your prayers.
Eating my vitamins and saying my prayers, drinking my milk with Kurt Angle.
When Luchasaurus comes and he eats your face, I'm gonna sit here and fucking tell you I told you so.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
Don't be a hater.
You have a beautiful singing voice, by the way. I really like it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's gorgeous.
Appreciate it. I chased away a couple people here. You know, it is what it is, right? Like, just out here living my best life. You know what would be awesome though, bub? What would be really fucking swell is if like we could get a fucking the whole team together.
It'd be
Get
great.
the band back together,
It'd
you
be
know?
Great. I've been here every week. I don't know about anybody else, but I've been around. Actually, that's not true. I fucked up one of the weeks too. It was I absolutely was part of the problem, not part of the solution. I don't remember what happened.
Basketball.
No, baseball. It was 8
Yep.
p.m. 8 p.m. baseball game. I don't want to miss sports games because I feel like that's what leads to like drugs and strippers.
For you or for the boy?
Well, I mean, for the kids, it was Evie's softball game.
Oh.
I mean, I think it was her softball game, but yeah, no, I don't want to miss that stuff because like
you don't want to miss drugs and strippers. I don't want to miss drugs.
Well, I mean, I don't want to miss them either, but like, I don't want my kids to be part of that. I'm gonna keep that separate. Like
I mean, it's gonna happen one day, bud.
Well, but just because I'm a degenerate doesn't mean I want my kids to be
right. But it's gonna happen one day because it happens to everybody.
No. I mean, I don't
listen.
Right.
At one point in time, our parents thought that they were going to keep us away from drugs and strippers too.
I don't know that my parents thought that. I don't know that they believe that.
Everybody's parents think that.
Did they? I don't know that my dad believed that. My mom maybe did. I don't know that my father believed that.
That might be a fair assessment.
Yeah, I'm sure my mother believed it. I don't know if my father believed that.
Hey, so let's talk about Money in the Bank. Getting ready to come up here on Saturday. I was real bummed because I had a little bit of a scheduling snafu on Saturday, right? I had to do this event like really super early in North Park. And so I got home at like a really decent time last Saturday from work. And I was like, oh, Money in the Bank's on. And I sat down and I loaded up
I thought it was last week too.
I loaded up the Peacock, and much to my disappointment,
it was not Money in the Bank.
It was not Money in the Bank.
Fuck!
Son of a bitch. I'll finally get a chance to sit down and watch a wrestling show fucking live, and it's not even the right fucking day.
It's the wrong goddamn day. I fucked up.
I am excited for Money in the Bank, though.
I do.
I think that we're gonna the complaint around the internet is that there's no star power in the men's Money in the Bank match.
I don't believe that.
I see opportunity in the men's Money in the Bank match. I mean, you've got
Yeah.
Ricochet, you've got Damian Priest, you've got
L.A.
Yep, LA Knight.
Knight.
You've got who else is in there? Shinsuke's in there.
Shinsuke, yeah.
Didn't they just add Logan Paul to it?
Logan Paul, yeah.
I'm good on that. Like, if he
I mean,
wins, I'm gonna
can't
be
win.
fucking pissed.
Like he
If he
can't
wins, I'm
win.
gonna be pissed.
He can't win, but he and Ricochet can have a moment, and
Yeah.
I think that's going to happen.
Yeah, and then I mean, I think men's Money in the Bank is gonna be really fucking good.
No, I agree. All those guys are very, very much veterans. They're also like guys who would, if you're gonna like pick if you're gonna hand pick guys who would excel in ladder matches, that's more or less the perfect roster of guys who are gonna excel in a ladder match. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess theoretically you could throw Seth Rollins or Finn Balor in a ladder match, and they're going to be, but
instead we get to watch them fight for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Right, they're going to fight each other, which I would rather watch than have them added to that for the spectacle. I would rather watch them feud over a title, which has been phenomenal. By the way, I love Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. You can give to me any way you want to put it, and it's going to be awesome. To me, it's like you're gonna cook me filet mignon with beautiful mashed potatoes and like some beautiful like green beans, and like it's gonna be a perfect medium rare every time. And that's what this is about to be, and that's what I want, and that's what I'm gonna eat, and it's gonna be delicious.
And this is like the perfect matchup, right? To try and get this championship over and get this number 2 stigma off of this belt.
Absolutely.
Like,
make it the work rate belt. You put the work rate guys in the match. You make the work rate guys feud, and
I'm into it. And if they can maintain that and kind of prop this up as a modern day Intercontinental Championship, while the Intercontinental Championship is still being defended on WWE television, every other week.
Be a great match too, because they got they got Matt Riddle and that's going to be amazing. Matt Riddle and Gunther. Those are two styles that I think are going to work. I don't think Matt Riddle works perfectly with everybody, but I think Matt Riddle and Gunther are going to put on a banger. And I think
Riddle's going to be able to get his fucking ass whooped.
Yeah.
And that Gunther's going to lay it in, and he's going to make it look believable, and like Riddle's just going to keep coming.
Yeah. And I think that's going to be, so besides the two the two Money in the Bank matches, which are going to be fantastic, you've got Balor versus Rollins, and you've got Gunther versus Riddle. Those are going to be fantastic. And you've got a Bloodline Civil War. Like, this card is stacked to the, like, it's not a big card, but it is stacked to the gills. There is not a non 5-star match on this card.
There's a lot of non 5-star matches on this card because Dave doesn't give WWE matches 5 stars.
He doesn't, but there is not a, like, this is booked. This is perfection right now. Like, this Money in the Bank is probably the best booked Money in the Bank that we've ever seen ever.
As long as Logan Paul doesn't win.
Even if he does win, literally everything else will be great.
Nope.
I agree with you. Nope. That will be bad. I don't
will shoot every piece of credibility in the foot of what they're trying to accomplish, because there's not those stalwart names that we're used to seeing in this match every single year in this match. This is all new blood. This is all opportunity for somebody to have a shot to be a star.
Honestly, I don't see anybody other than LA Knight winning this briefcase. I think that
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
As somebody carrying the briefcase, I don't see anybody other than LA Knight carrying the briefcase. I think he'll carry it for 100 days, 200 days, something like that. Like, he'll carry it for a long time and just be annoying with it, I think. And I think we're going to see him pop up with the briefcase just really to get a pop for weeks and months.
Yeah.
I think at some point he'll probably cash in on Gunther.
Nope.
If I'm being honest.
Roman Reigns, 100%.
See, I don't think they could. I think whomever wins Money in the Bank, because it's been kind of like it was cold last year, like they lost. I think whomever wins needs to win the title. I don't think they're going to have LA Knight beat Roman Reigns. I just don't see that happening.
I mean, I'm just saying.
But if they have LA Knight cash in on Gunther, take the Intercontinental title off Gunther, and then Gunther feuds with Roman Reigns, that could be a thing, because they need a way to get the Intercontinental title off of Gunther while keeping him strong. You know what I mean?
I don't hate your logic here.
I'm
not.
Like, they're going to need, if they want to get Gunther in against Roman Reigns, they need to get the Intercontinental title off of him, but keep him strong. That's the way to do it. Put it on LA Knight and have him do it with Money in the Bank. Have him cash it in, like, have him feud, because they're doing that thing with the feud with Riddle and they could even do it this week. Like, they could even do it at Money in the Bank, theoretically. Have them.
Yeah, depending whenever whatever the match lineup is.
Right. Yeah. Just have them clash with Owens and Zayn and have Matt Riddle in there and just get the whole mix up going. And then once all that, everybody's laid out, they all smacked each other with ladders or whatever. And then out comes LA Knight with the briefcase, bashes Gunther in the head with it. Maybe gets him some color, cashes it in right there, and then runs away with it. Like, that would be great. And I think that would be really cool. But I think you have to have the cash in do something, and I think that doing it to Gunther makes the most sense. As much as I've enjoyed his Intercontinental title reign, maybe it's time for him to move on. Roman clearly needs another competitor. Maybe he's the next guy,
What the hell is going on with
my? It just got real dark.
My computer just does not want to operate properly today.
Sleep time for the computer.
It's like, nah, I'm good. I'm
good, honestly, though, the women's Money in the Bank match, I think, is the most interesting one, because literally I have no idea who's going to win that. It could be any of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely a lot to look forward to there too. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm not sure exactly. I'm sorry. I got a text message and
So I think, okay, so I'll carry this for a minute then. I think that Becky seems to be the one who would probably carry it around the best.
Yeah, but she said it herself. She didn't need that championship.
She doesn't, but if she had the Money in the Bank, she would make it must-see TV, you know what I mean? Because, then it's like,
the man.
She's the man, and oh shit, is Becky going to cash in? Oh shit, is Becky going to cash in? Anytime a champion is around, she could stalk Asuka. She could stalk Rhea. It could work. Honestly, Becky stalking Rhea might be the best thing. Could be the best thing we've ever seen on television.
I really like to see Io win, though.
I mean, that'd be good too. If Io wins, I think she cashes in on Asuka and wins it for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's 100% what happen, and I think it happens fast.
What, night of? Because I mean,
either night of or next Friday. You know what I mean? It'll either happen
because they do kind of have this trend where the women cash in night of. It's happened 3 separate occasions.
Yeah. But I mean, I could see that, or I could see it happen. Does Asuka defend? No, Asuka defends against Charlotte. Actually, that could be women's Money in the Bank goes on first. Io wins. Asuka beats Charlotte, and then out comes Io.
Yeah, there's no way Charlotte's beating Asuka.
No, I don't think so either. But if Charlotte beats Asuka and then out comes Io, I think Io wins. And then what they could do, face turn Io while she's got the title. Bayley could be jealous. They could feud about that all the way up to SummerSlam.
So how about Jungle Boy just came out and cut a promo, and he looks like his dad on 90210.
Did he cut his hair?
No, he's just got it slicked back, but like he's wearing the Dylan McKay brown leather bomber jacket
Oh, that's cool.
and the aviators. And he said, I'm still banging the hottest bitch in this entire place.
I mean, he is. It's true.
I mean, it is
He's not
true.
wrong.
But I'll
Not
be
a lie.
interested to see what that promo. Well,
As much as Jungle Boy may have turned heel, he didn't turn liar.
true story. True story. But I agree with you though, Tom. I think that Money in the Bank has potential to be a fucking show of the year. Like the way that it's really going to come down to whether or not Vinnie Mac stays out of the way and how they do the lineup for the show.
I think that the build to this point has been sort of must watch. I truth be told, this is probably the best WWE has been, you know, across the board. I mean, the Bloodline storyline has its ebbs and flows, but this has been sort of the best that it's been consistently across the board in a long time. Because the Bloodline Civil War, I think, is very good. It's almost as good as anything they've ever done. Maybe not as good as the like Sammy breakup thing, but it's been almost as good as anything they've done with the Bloodline. Rollins versus Balor has been incredible. I think everything going on with the women right now, I think there's multiple storylines and multiple threads in there that are really very intriguing, and I like all of it.
Hey,
And
suck it, Nikki and Brie.
And even like the undercard stuff, like even stuff like the undercard stuff, like I'm at this point, like the men's Money in the Bank is kind of an undercard thing, but at the same time, it's like it's not, because like, oh man, look at all that, like you just said, like look at all this fresh blood, right? All these guys, all this opportunity. Look at all this potential. And the potential is interesting because all of these guys individually are incredible. Like they're the best in the world, right? Like I think that's really the biggest thing to look at WWE, and then to look at if we're comparing and contrasting. Right. And this is not me being hater of things fun. This is a compare and contrast of like, you know, within AEW, you look at guys like Kenny Omega, you look at the Will Ospreay and a match like that. And you're like, okay, yeah, those guys are two of the best in the world. For my money though, you know, Rollins and Balor are on a different level.
Yeah.
But in that Money in the Bank match, you've got guys who are all the best. You got Shinsuke Nakamura, you've got L.A. Knight, you have Ricochet. These guys have all been in the ring and had banger matches with Ospreay and with Omega as well. You know, back in their indie days. So it's sort of a like souped up version, if you will, of like, you know, the best thing that AEW could put on. This is just souped up, and it's not even like the title card. Like it's not even that Bloodline storyline. You know what I mean? It's not even that, like, whereas like those matches won't be at the same level necessarily work rate wise, but like the story of it, which is really what wrestling is about, is going to be just on a completely different scale. And that's why going into this is such a big deal, because it's just like, holy shit. Like, you know, you talk about, you know, compare and contrast with Forbidden Door dream matches, which they did on Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's great. And it was really just sort of two indie companies, you know, putting their best guys together.
Oh, here you go again.
Doing the best they can.
Two indie companies. This is like quintessential number 2 and number 3 promotions in the world. And you're going to get the fuck out of here.
I'm not wrong. Anyway.
But you're not right either.
I think I am. Anyway, but this is just sort of a like who's who of like whoever was a wrestler and whoever could be a wrestler and who's good. And here we are. Kind of what AEW is doing with Collision, really. Like the Collision is like their like snack size version of WWE at this point. But But man, I'm excited for Saturday. Saturday's show is going to be, oh my God. Mwah. Sorry, Collision. I'm not going to watch Collision because I got to watch it's going to be going up. Right? Collision's going to have terrible ratings.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like they're going to be like,
what are they
why
going to
did
do?
only 8 people watch? Because
What are they going to do? What are they going to do come the fall whenever college football comes back? Like they're fucked.
I really don't know. Like this, so I like Saturday Night Wrestling. I really do like Saturday Night Wrestling. Like, don't get me wrong. Saturday Night Wrestling is fucking great. Like, I grew up watching Saturday Night Wrestling. It's fucking great. And the fact that they got guys I like wrestling on Saturday nights, fucking great. Like, I'm not like, don't hater of all things fun. I have fun Saturday night watching
wrestling. So you're a CM Punk guy now, huh?
No, I'm actually a Samoa Joe guy.
Oh my God, CM Punk.
Samoa Joe.
He's the biggest star in the world. He's the best in the world.
Best in the world. I would actually argue that Seth Rollins is the best in the world. If we're being pound for pound, oh, come on. Oh, come on. Eyeball roller. Oh, come on.
We all know it's Kenny Omega, pal.
It's fucking not Kenny Omega. Jesus Christ.
I hope
WWE might be Dominic Mysterio, from being honest. His match.
I love the fact.
Oh, baby.
I love the fact that they're like, oh, they're piping in booze for him.
They are not. They boo that motherfucker out of the building. They almost boo Rhea out in like, and they want to cheer for Rhea, but they almost boo Rhea out like in just because she's standing next to him.
All right, so I've got to ask, because I've not followed this very closely, because quite honestly, bud, I just really don't care. Okay, but like, what is going on between Lacey Evans and Sergeant Slaughter?
Oh my God. Okay. So Lacey Evans has been using the camel clutch, right?
The Cobra clutch.
The Cobra clutch. I'm sorry. Cobra clutch. You're right. So,
I mean, she's on TV once a month. What's the problem?
I don't know. And she's also like, she's in her like military, like that's her gimmick now. Is
heard
like,
she's in her 12th repackage in 6 months.
Right. And now it's a military repackage. And obviously,
listen, no disrespect to Lacey Evans, because she is still just pound for pound the most beautiful female on the roster. But like,
and she's great. Like, she's great too. I don't understand.
Absolutely great. Like, they should have never fucked with her.
They should have just let her be the sassy Southern Belle and just let that go.
Yep.
Like, I don't understand why they keep repackaging her to very one-dimensional, stupid characters. But that's neither here nor there. I don't know if she's supposed to be a heel or a baby face, because like sometimes she cuts baby face promos, but then she works like a heel, or she works against baby faces. It doesn't make sense. It's like
doesn't have an identity.
She doesn't, and it's like whomever's booking her is drunk. It's like Triple H like doesn't book her. I don't know who books her, but it's not anybody who's confident.
That's good shit, pal.
It must be him. It's got to be him. That's the only reason. Like, when he weasels his way in there once a month, and he puts Lacey out because he likes her tits.
Yeah. And he's like, he's like, no. Listen, we're gonna just take Bailey off the show. Picture this. Lacey Evans. That's good shit, pal.
We're going to put her in something low cut, make her do this, and put somebody in the Cobra clutch so we can see her cleavage, pal. Yeah. I'll get the ratings up. Wow. Good shit, pal. Yeah, no, I think.
Hey, Vince, we got to lay low. The heat still on from the lawsuit
from when you banged the secretary and paid her in company funds. Anyway,
allegedly, pal.
Allegedly. That was a different guy. That was Vince. This is Vincent. See the mustache. Anyway. So
does he still have that stupid fucking
absolutely
thing?
Absolutely. It's not stupid.
It's
He looks great in that
It's
mustache.
god awful, bro.
No, he looks great in that
God,
mustache.
he's like a quarter of an inch on either side from being in a white panel van.
Nah, yeah, that's yeah.
Sitting shotgun with Derek.
Why you gotta kick him when he's down? He's
Because it's
asleep.
what I
right?
do.
He's out cold right now.
He
Derek,
is not out cold. If the wife still isn't home, he is neck deep in baby doo doo and 4-year-old mischief.
man, then I feel bad for him.
And he is on an island by himself. He's not even here watching. That's how deep in baby doo doo that man is right now.
If he lived closer, I'd go check on him.
He does live close, and I'm just not gonna go check on him. He's fine.
I don't think he can handle this on his own. I'm just saying that as somebody who likes him. Anyway, Lacey Evans, Sergeant Slaughter. So Sergeant Slaughter's daughter said some shit on Twitter about Lacey Evans. Like this was like 3 weeks ago, the last time
about her boobies. That's not very nice.
Said something about her using the Cobra Clutch, and how it was disrespectful. Now I don't know how it's disrespectful because there have been like every foreign wrestler or wrestler with a weird military gimmick has used that move. Clearly, Rusev used the Accolade. What's he call it in AEW?
But but the Cobra Clutch is more like $1 million dream. You're thinking of the Camel Clutch, which
Is
was
the Cobra Clutch not the same thing?
No. The Cobra Clutch is more like a $1 million dream.
Okay.
It's like a head and arm choke.
Okay. Is it like the Taz Mission?
Sure.
All right. Well then, fuck. I mean, everybody uses that too. Anyway, point being, she got shitty about that. And Lacey Evans hasn't said anything about it because why the
would
fuck
you?
would you? Like who fucking cares?
Fucking
but
shoot.
then like Sergeant Slaughter got into it this week and he said shit about it, about how it was disrespectful to him. But here's the thing that I don't understand. It particularly is that like he had said something and he had like pulled it back to like a kind of like military type of deal. And that's clearly why she uses it, because her gimmick is military. But she was actually in the military.
Yeah.
Sergeant Slaughter was not. Did you know that?
He's a goddamn G.I. Joe, pal.
He is not. He didn't serve fucking anywhere.
But
like
he had a G.I. Joe figure.
He did, and I had it. I owned it. The hat was removable. You could put the hat on and take it off. I had all the fucking G.I. Joes, man. I even had that big fucking G.I. Joe space shuttle thing.
Yeah, I had the big base, the Cobra Commander base.
Yeah, those things was fucking sweet. I played those, broke so easy, but I played with those so much. My God, my dad and I spent most of Christmas 2 years in a row putting the fucking decals on that shit.
G.I. Joe.
Like if you remember, the box they came in were as big as we were at the time. And like you took it out, it only like 3 other pieces snapped on, but then there were like 1,000 little pieces that were like click, 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 click. And then there were like 300 stickers that were like, now these are the decals. And my dad and I must have spent, my dad particularly, because I was a kid, I was retarded. I didn't do anything. I must have put on, 2 stickers. And it was like oh, this is where the fire comes out. But my dad's in there with these like little line stickers that go around and you've met my father. Like he is a precision master of stuff like this. So like this was not going to go down until this was picture perfect, amazing. But not only did he have to make it picture perfect, amazing, I was there fucking it up the whole time. 8-year-old me was there fucking it up the whole time. So Anyway, back to Sergeant Slaughter. His little figure came with one of those. I think it came with that big base thing, actually.
Yeah, I think he was a standalone too.
I mean, he was clearly because everybody wanted to buy Sergeant Slaughter, but I think he came with a little base thing, also. And one of them, his hat was like fixed, and one of them his hat was. I think the one that came with the base thing, the hat was fixed, and that was the better one because I lost the other one, and like it's still like the one where the hat came off, like he had the male pattern baldness still, which was great because it was like true to life. But anyway.
So he's talking shit. Why is he talking shit?
So he's talking shit because Lacey Evans is being disrespectful, but like he spent his whole career being disrespectful by like being like stolen valor. Like he's been like, listen up, maggots. He was never in the military. He was never a drill sergeant.
Yeah, but he's playing a character, bro.
Okay, so this is it's probably all kayfabe.
Keanu Reeves didn't fucking travel back in time to fucking fight the machines either, but like you're not sitting here giving him a hard time.
I mean, okay, I thought we were talking about Bill and Ted. You're talking about the Matrix. Never mind. No, he did travel back in time and fight machines. Bill and Ted totally happened. Now I don't know. I mean, Sergeant Slaughter's a chooch.
There it is.
There it is.
What's so that's Sergeant Slaughter speaks up. I didn't know I didn't know how YouTube would feel about Sergeant Slaughter as a chooch. You know, I wasn't entirely sure that they would appreciate our banter title as much as we would. So
it's all about how much I appreciate it. What are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? Demonetize us? How much money we make? Well, zero.
We are currently carry the 2. We're in the hole pretty big, bud. You know, I mean, it takes a lot to keep this operation moving on the train, on the rails there.
I've probably drank something like $4,000 worth of beer on this show in the last few years, and I'm sure you've had much more in whiskey because your whiskey is more expensive than beer.
I got a bottle of whiskey for Father's Day from one of my employees. How cool was that?
Oh, that's actually really cool. What was it?
Angel's Envy.
That's pretty nice. I'd
nice little $50-$60 bottle. It's great. That's a great gift bottle.
That's a beautiful bottle.
That's a great gift bottle.
A beautiful bottle. Absolutely.
So it was a very pleasant surprise when I walked through the door on Father's Day to see that sitting on my desk with a note that said, "Happy Father's Day, big guy." Hey, thanks, pal.
That's beautiful.
Shot at. So
I got a fun little hack slash game I got a fun little $20 hack slash game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I haven't played it yet, but I have it. I'll play it.
So that's it. That's Sergeant Slaughter just decided he wanted to be relevant at Twitter John at somebody that's not relevant.
I think so. I think that's really what it is. And I think his daughter started it, and I think that he was like, well, may as well be relevant on the internet for a minute and say some shit about it. Truth be told, I think that if anything, it's going to help get Lacey Evans on TV more because maybe it'll draw more Twitter clicks.
Probably not.
Probably not. I mean, they'll just repackage her again. Maybe it's time to go back to the Southern Belle.
You know what? Maybe she'll come out next week dressed like Kane. That's gotta be Lacey Evans.
Honestly, that would be cool. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to that.
And like you're sitting here talking shit on Ospreay and Omega, and you think that's gonna? You are out of touch, old man.
Look, is Lacey Evans' character right now better or worse than Kane's characters prior to being Kane?
I mean, Unabomber was pretty dope.
It's just Unabomb.
Oh, whatever.
What about Isaac Yankum DDS?
Oh, bro, what a gimmick. I was scared of that motherfucker.
I mean, we probably should have been as kids. Yeah, I was afraid too. I was afraid of Kane though.
Yeah.
I met Kane like
Yeah.
as a 11-year-old. He walked in.
Hey, pal.
No, this was pre I'm a Rudy Poo candy ass. This was pre like Kane with the I smoked with the smokers thing. Do you remember that? They would have people put the fucking
For fuck's sake, you are a savage today, bro. Like, that's not funny.
It's not a thing anymore. It was just I don't know that it was ever really a thing, but it was like they would put people in the don't smoke commercials.
Ah, bless him. What is
Don't
wrong with
smoke.
you? What is wrong with
Took
you?
my voice
Oh,
away.
okay. Oh, okay. All right. Stop.
I'm gonna cry.
Bro, like you've just been cracking up the whole time. I could just see you down at the bottom of the screen, just cracking up to your own fucking your own tasteless jokes. You know,
So
like
tasteless. I have no taste.
you have COVID.
No, I wish. Take me now, COVID.
Jesus criminy. All right, Tom. What was your match of the week?
Oh, okay. So it was not Ospreay versus Omega. So the thing does it even count as this week? I feel like this was like maybe last week. It's been a long time. So for me, and there's a story behind this. My match of the week. So they've been building the Miz a little bit. Now, not that they've been building him to like win anything because he's not won a match in a year. But
Well, he lost to Snoop Dogg for fuck's sake.
yeah, right, exactly. But fucking
I mean, to be
Ciampa's
fair
back.
though, Snoop Dogg did hit him with the stiffest right fucking cross that I've ever
Yeah, that
seen
hurt.
inside a wrestling ring.
That really hurt. He hit him with all the knuckles. Miz sold that like he was killed. He might have been killed. But no, Ciampa came back. And Ciampa originally was going to so Seth Rollins was going to issue an open challenge, and then he and Ciampa were going to have a little work rate match, and then Balor was going to interrupt that. Well, that got kiboshed, and they were just like, no, just put like this was a Vince McMahon thing. Let's get Balor out there, have him beat him up, and let's not insert anybody else into this. Let's keep it separate. But so the Miz came out and bitched about it. And was like, I was going to answer that challenge, and I was going to become the new heavyweight champion, yada, yada, yada. But then out comes Ciampa, and he and Ciampa have a great little through a commercial break 12-ish minute match. It was awesome. And it's one of those things where it's like you kind of forget that like the Miz makes everybody look amazing while sort of just being a great worker in his own right. And at no point did I expect the Miz to win this match, but I was so excited to see Ciampa back that it kind of didn't
definitely
matter.
a shot in the arm, pal.
Yeah, so like him coming back, beating the shit out of the Miz, and they like kind of like built a storyline on the fly that really worked for me. Where like Ciampa's yelling at him like, "I was out for 8 months, not a call, not a text," like that kind of like just it was great. I thought it was awesome, and really excited to see Ciampa back. They had a great little work rate match, and it was just good television. And it was just kind of like one of those things where it was like the show was already rolling when that happened, and like it was just kind of banger after banger after banger, and it just rolled into that. And I think it was SmackDown. Yeah, it was SmackDown last week, and so it was just no, it would have been Raw. So it would have been Raw, not 2 days ago, but the week before. But we didn't talk last week, so. So that's my match of the week. Although this week, Raw was actually also really good. Also this week, and I can't remember what I thought my favorite match was this week, but that one takes the cake really because Ciampa's back, And who doesn't love to see Ciampa back? So
Yeah.
Ciampa's the man. Glad to see Ciampa back. Glad he's in the ring. Glad he's at full capacity. Honestly, wish Ciampa was in the Money in the Bank match. Would love to see him with the Money in the Bank briefcase, but beggars can't be choosers. Just glad to see him back at this point.
Absolutely. So Sting just jumped off of a ladder from the middle of the ring
again.
Through a table on top of Sammy Guevara, who was on the outside of the ring.
I couldn't get the app to work, but Jesus.
Yeah. It didn't look great. It didn't look great. But I'll let you see that. I just kind of saw it as I was scrolling the old interwebs.
I'll put it on a little bit later.
For me, my match of the week was Daniel Bryan and Okada at Forbidden Door. That's a match that a lot of folks have wanted to see for a very, very, very long time.
That was special too. That was good. There wasn't any build to that, and they didn't.
No, didn't need to be.
It didn't need to be. They just went out there and we were like, hey, let's do the best work rate match that two work rate guys could possibly do ever, and they really nailed it. I mean, really, it was a that's a match that if you were in wrestling school, they would make you study.
Yep, and Brian broke his arm fucking like 10 minutes in, and they thought he was only going to be out a couple of weeks, but he's got a pretty significant break in his forearm there, so they're saying he's going to be out quite a bit longer.
Did you see the picture?
Yeah, I did see the picture.
Nasty.
Sucks, but
he's going to be out 8 weeks at least. That's an 8 week at least, but they're going to probably have to put pins in it.
Probably. It looks bits clean, but we'll see how that goes. But
clean is good because then the pins just reset it and help it. Yep. But at the same time, it's like not like that's a solid 8 weeks plus rehab.
Yep. So
gotta rebuild that muscle.
T's and P's to the yes man. So, but it was good to it was good to finally get a chance to see that match, and they definitely made it worth the price of admission. So
despite the broken arm though, like you would kind of get it, you would kind of understand from watching, but at the same time, like, is it a work? Is it not a work? Right. Now, I mean, obviously now we've seen the x-ray. It's like, oh shit, he actually broke it. But yeah, during the match, you were like, is it a work? Is it just selling really well? No, his arm is fucking shit. It's fucking broken.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, all right. Well, my fam just got home, and I haven't seen them in a couple of days. So let's go ahead and get up on out of here. Hey, so if you're still here, you're still hanging out, we appreciate it. If you hit that like and subscribe, do that whole thing. Hit the thumbs up for sure. That's fucking awesome. We would really, really appreciate that. Hey man, and leave some comments and do some stuff because we'll talk about it. That's kind of what we do. We kind of come in here with the playbook, but like, the interaction is first and foremost. Yeah, we do throw the playbook out an awful lot. I think it's better when we throw the playbook out there, Tom. I think that when we try to stick to the script, it never really works out too well. It always feels real forced. We just kind of fucking just riff. Life is good, But yeah,
it's better when we at least have a general idea of where we want to go, because then we could be like, oh, like this motherfucker who we got to talk about in a minute, and it's like that. We have our like stupid segues.
Yeah, connect the dots. You know what I'm saying? That's a darn good show there. Darn tootin', you know what I mean? Anyways, Derek, we've another fucking broken show. Hopefully, this switch to Wednesday might be cursed, Tom. I mean, that's
Mondays. Like, let's do Monday. Why are we not doing Monday? Like, do Monday.
We're not doing Mondays because it was more convenient for you.
I mean, it is more convenient, but like that doesn't mean that I couldn't make Monday convenient. I'll just like have to hit the mute button and be like, "Hi, kid," blah 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 blah.
Right.
Back to the show.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good on the Wednesdays. I don't mind it. I'm just saying.
I like Wednesday. I prefer Wednesday, but I can play on Monday.
It's been a rough fucking go, pal.
I'll play on Monday. Let's do Monday.
I'm good. We'll keep it. I like it. Yeah. Anywho, check us out over on Twitter and Instagram at @1_fall WC. That's ONE. Yeah, man. I mean, fuck. Guess we're out of here, huh? I haven't done this in a couple of weeks, so I'm a little rusty.
We did pretty good. We kept it pretty tight, actually.
Yeah. As we
Despite my best efforts.
We tend to do a pretty good job. Yeah. So, like I said, if you're still here, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Appreciate all that good stuff. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out. It's all love. We'll catch you next week. One Fall WrestleCast. Hey man, I hope Derek's okay.
Me too.